flag bearers, ushering in dignitaries, taking salute at the saluting day. Distinguished guests, very senior officers, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the inspection, the parade commander will seek permission from the special guest of honor to carry on with the rest of the parade.
May I have your permission to carry on with the parade, Your Excellency?
Permission has just been granted to the parade commander to carry on with the rest of the parade immediately after the inspection. At this point, may I request the General Officer Commanding 3 Division Nigerian Army, Major General A.E. Abuja, to humbly lead the special guest of honor to his seat, the GOC, sir.
Your Excellencies, senior officers, before the Chief of Army Staff leads our special guest of honor to his seat, may I respectfully and quickly recognize in our midst a very important personality, the host governor, His Excellency Barrister Caleb Manasseh Mutfwang, the executive governor of Plateau State. Of course, the governor is here with his chief of staff to the governor of Plateau State and honorable commissioners on the Plateau. Your Excellency, you are highly welcome for this very important ceremony, speaking about the Nigerian Army Day celebration 2024, taking place live here in Headquarters Trade Division Fiscal Training Ground, Maxwell Kobe Cantonment, Jos. Thank you.
And as I told you earlier, it has been 1 week of activities for the Army in Jos. One of the first functions of the Chief of Army Staff was a visit to Bokos and Riom to inaugurate some block of classrooms for the communities. These are communities that have been bedeviled by a series of crises, and the message of the Army boss is that of love, tolerance, and understanding, given that no development thrives in the midst of chaos. So one of the things that the Army is trying to really do is to achieve a cordial civil, military relationship. And this he has tried to do, and he has tried to emphasize in all the places, all the communities he has visited.
The deliver the welcome address. The Chief of Army Staff, sir. Very senior officers, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Immediately after the Chief of Army Staff, sir, address, we shall witness an airborne jump, free fallers from the Nigerian Army.
The special guest of honor, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Grand Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, ably represented by the Honorable Minister of Defense, His Excellency Mohammed Badaru Abubakar, Commander, Order of the Niger, Member, National Institute. Our host Governor, His Excellency Barrister Caleb Manasseh Mutfwang, the Executive Governor of Plateau State, the Honorable Minister of State for Defense, His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Bello Matawale, Member, Order of the Niger, the Senate President, distinguished Senator Godswill Akpabio, ably represented by the Chairman, Senate Committee on Army, distinguished Senator Abdulaziz Musa Yaradua, the Honorable Speaker, House of Representatives, Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, ably represented by the Chairman, House Committee on Army, Honorable Aminu Babale, the Chairman, Senate Committee on Defense, distinguished Senator Ahmed Ibrahim Lawal, Grand Commander, Order of the Niger, members of the executive, legislative, and judicial arms of government at the national and subnational levels, the Chief of Defense Staff, General C.G. Musa, Officer of the Federal Republic, service chiefs and the representative of the Inspector General of Police, former chiefs of defense staff and service chiefs here present, the Director of Army Affairs at the Ministry of Defense, Mr. Sunday Atta, principal staff officers from the Defense and Services Headquarters, commandants and director generals of defense and services institutions and establishments, force commanders, theater commanders, general officer commanding and air officers commanding, corps commanders, our royal father, the Gbongwom Jos, ably represented by the Emir of Wase, His Royal Highness Alhaji Dr. Muhammad Sambo Haruna, and other royal fathers here with us, senior officers, both serving and retired, heads of security agencies and their representatives, captains of industry, particularly Chief Allen Oyama, the chairman, Chief Executive Officer, Airpeace Limited, the President, Nigerian Army Officers' Wives Association, and members of the association, as well as members of other services spousal associations here with us, distinguished guests, gentlemen officers, my dear gallant soldiers, other members of the Nigerian Army family, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. It is with an immense sense of pride and appreciation that I welcome the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Grand Commander, Order of the Federal Republic, here ably represented by the Honorable Minister of Defense, His Excellency Muhammad Badaru Abubakar, Commander, Order of the Niger, Member, National Institute, and other distinguished guests to the grand finale of the Nigerian Army Day Celebration 2024, which marks the 161st anniversary of the Nigerian Army. A week-long series of activities are held annually with a specific theme selected to commemorate the anniversary of the existence of the Nigerian Army. This year's NACEL is themed Transforming the Nigerian Army, Imperative for Combating Contemporary Security Challenges Within a Joint Environment. And we have chosen to celebrate it in Jos Plateau State to showcase how much we can achieve when the government and the people cooperate. Our experience in ongoing operations nationwide has continued to highlight the importance of a whole of society approach to our efforts and the need to gain the buy-in of the citizenry to support our actions. Consequently, we have spent the last few days of the celebration mentoring the Nigerian youth through public speaking engagements. We also awarded prizes to winners of the maiden edition of the Chief of Army Staff Literary Competition organized for children in primary and secondary schools, as well as tertiary institutions across Nigeria. In line with this year's NACEL theme, we had lectures on topical issues affecting all aspects of the Nigerian Army's transformation so that, going forward, the Army can better meet its constitutional obligations. I also had an interactive session with media executives to further enlighten the public and put relevant issues in perspective. The Nigerian Army used the auspicious event to offer free medical services to indigent Nigerians and commission several quick impact projects in communities within the host state to elicit their support and cooperation. We had the opportunity to host our veterans to a happy hour, which was quite an exciting and nostalgic reunion. Moreover, serving and retired personnel, as well as other golf lovers, were treated to a golf tournament. Today, we are gathered here to witness the crescendo, which is the grand finale involving a parade and presentation of the Chief of Army Staff Commendation Award, armament and equipment display, exhibitions on the historical transformation of the Nigerian Army, as well as display of some research and development efforts. The Nigerian Army remains committed to its mission statement, which is to win all land battles in defense of the territorial integrity of Nigeria, protect our national interests, and accomplish other tasks in aid of civil authority. The fulfillment of this responsibility sometimes demands that we make the ultimate sacrifice. To this end, we are continuously engaged in preparing ourselves for this onerous duty by honing our skills and competencies for this task. The Nigerian Army, under my watch, is committed to improving our operational effectiveness to meet the ever-changing violent and complex threats to the nation. In the last year, and since the last NASL, the Nigerian Army has acquired 2 helicopters and numerous combat enablers, some of which will be displayed here today. The Army has also expanded and deepened its training activities for operational effectiveness. These measures have enabled us to successfully contain the activities of bandits in the Northwest, while the heinous crimes of Boko Haram terrorists have been brought to an all-time low. The incidences of farmers-herders conflict in the North Central has equally been curtailed, and we have gained the upper hand against the criminal groups in the Southeast, Southwest, as well as the South-South zones. We are not oblivious to how badly our people require and demand security of their lives and properties across the nation, and we are focused on the ultimate goal of achieving the total elimination of all threats to our dear nation and its people within the shortest predictable time. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, in recognizing that the soldier is the first weapon of war, we are committed to improving the welfare and administration of our troops at all levels. In this regard, we have launched the affordable housing for all scheme, AWUAs, that will provide subsidized housing for troops when they leave the army. So far, over 500 apartments have been built for the men and women of the Nigerian Army who have subscribed to the AWUA scheme. We are not oblivious of the plight of soldiers who have become disabled in the course of operations to defend the nation. Therefore, a portion of the houses have been specifically reserved for this category of personnel. The Nigerian Army has commenced the disbursement of funds to beneficiaries of Group Life Assurance Scheme to dependents of soldiers who pay the supreme price in the defense of our dear nation as approved by Mr. President. I want to assure Mr. President that this gesture has greatly increased morale in our barracks throughout the country. We greatly appreciate the leadership, Mr. President, members of the National Assembly, and the Honorable Minister of Defense and his staff for their continuous support and prompt attendance to our needs. We also appreciate the support and collaboration of the Defense Headquarters under the able leadership of the Chief of Defense Staff, our sister services, and other security agencies and organizations whose collaboration and synergy has enabled the gains made so far by the Nigerian Army. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is no news that the Nigerian Army is currently deployed in all states of the Federation to contain different violent armed groups threatening the peace of law-abiding Nigerians. Majority of our operations are being conducted within the civil space, giving rise to more frequent interactions with civilians. As a people's army established for the defense of Nigeria and Nigerians, we are committed to the careful adherence to the rules and boundaries that define legal and ethical conduct. To this end, we have ramped up the sensitization of troops on the proper conduct of the Nigerian soldier within the larger society and adherence to a high level of professionalism in the conduct of operations amongst the people. We continue to appeal for the understanding of Nigerians living in proximity to areas of active combat operations to understand that our deployments are designed to protect and to defend law-abiding Nigerians against misguided persons and groups who have resorted to armed violence against the state. The Nigerian Army has matured as a highly professional and potent force, and we are proud of our record for the past 161 years. We have completely aligned ourselves with the directives of the Commander-in-Chief, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Grand Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic, that the armed forces and other security agencies should decisively deal with all security challenges facing the country. In this wise, we will continue to conduct ourselves in a manner that reflects us as a committed and professional force. At this juncture, I wish to express the Nigerian Army's gratitude once again to the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for his strategic guidance and the confidence reposed in the Nigerian Army in carrying out its constitutional responsibilities. On behalf of the officers and men of the Nigerian Army, I want to reiterate our unalloyed loyalty and pledge our total commitment to the defense of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. In closing this address, permit me to invite you to sit back and watch the parade and display as we showcase the Nigerian Army to the Nigerian people and the world on this special day. Once again, I welcome our special guest of honor and all our distinguished guests to this grand finale of the Nigerian Army Day celebration 2024. Thank you and God bless.
Can we please appreciate the Chief Host and their Chief of Army Staff with another round of resounding applause. Your Excellencies, distinguished invited guests, senior officers, ladies and gentlemen, with the welcome address by the Chief of Army Staff, the stage is now set for the commencement of activities earmarked for this historic celebration, holding right here in the 3 Division Nigerian Army Physical Training Ground, Maxwell Kobe Cantonment, Jos Plateau State. Up next is the airborne jump display by the free fallers from the Nigerian Army School of Infantry. Nigerian Army School of Infantry, Jaji. Immediately after the display, we shall have file pass and combat equipment display. I shall invite Captain O.E. Asemota, the airborne commander, to coordinate this segment of the airborne jump display by the free fallers when the time comes. May I equally request the band to please give us scintillating interlude while we await the arrival of the free fallers. Already we have received word that the free fallers are already airborne and will shortly arrive this venue. When they do, we shall notify you. In the meantime, may I request the band to please intervene with some light music. The band, please. As the band intervenes with some music, I would hand over to Captain O.E. Asemota to coordinate the segment of the airborne free jump when the time comes. Asemota, please.
Thank you very much, Bond. Thank you very much, Band.
Thank you, Ban. Thank you. Thank you.
The special guest of honor, sir, very senior military officers, both serving and retired, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am Captain O.E. Asemota, the commanders for today's airborne jump. What you are about to witness today is the free fall, which will be conducted by the instructors of Airborne Wing from the Nigerian Army School of Infantry. Airborne operation involves the air movement of airborne trained troops and their logistics into combat for the execution of tactical, operational, and strategic missions. It entails quick and rapid deployment of troops ahead, on or behind adversary lines by means of a static line jump, fast roping, rappelling, or free fall. It also includes the rapid replenishment of ammunition and cargo supplies to forces in combat by means of swing load operation, free drop, and static line drop. Furthermore, parachutes are critical apparatus used by the military in delivering personnel and cargo supplies into theaters of operations. The basic types of military jumps are the static line or low altitude low opening, high altitude low opening, and high altitude high opening jumps. I shall begin with the static line or low altitude low opening jump. These types of jump allows a large number of troops to be quickly deployed into an area. The static line refers to the mechanism in which this type of jump is carried out. The static line jump is often made from 600 to 1,500 feet above ground level. Next is the high altitude low opening jump. The high altitude low opening jump are used when the aircraft and jumpers need to stay undetected. Accuracy is of utmost importance in this type of jump, since the paratroopers are deployed at a very high altitude. During the high altitude low opening jump, the paratroopers will free fall at a very high speed towards the landing zone and deploy the parachute close to the ground, ensuring minimum exposure. Lastly is the high altitude high opening jump, which is the type of jump we're about to experience today. This jump is used when an aircraft cannot fly over a landing zone, or if the noise of the aircraft would alert the adversary. Accordingly, paratroopers will deploy their parachutes at very high altitude and glide into a landing zone from a considerable distance in the air. This allows for minimum detection by an opposing force. The Airborne Wing of the Nigerian Army School of Infantry was established in the year 1986, with its pioneer instructors trained at the United States Army Airborne School, Fort Bragg, United States of America. The wing was specifically tasked to increase and improve the combat capabilities and efficiency of the Nigerian Army. This led to the formation of the 72 Airborne Battalion, later designated the 72 Special Forces Battalion. The Airborne Wing, since inception, has trained troops of the Nigerian Army, the Nigerian Air Force Regiment, and Nigerian Navy Special Boat Service on request. It has also rendered assistance to sister African countries. The special guest of honor, sir, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, let me briefly acquaint you with today's airborne jump. The aircraft for today's airborne jump is the famous C-130 Hercules aircraft. It is propelled by 4 Allison T56 A15 turbo-propelled turbine engine that produces 17,200 horsepower with tail number NAF 913. The flight direction for today's jump is from south to north at a bearing of 36 degrees with a drop altitude of 8,000 feet above ground level and a drop speed of 120 knots. The captain for today's jump are Wing Commander E.O. Oladejo, Squadron Leader E.A. Dawa, and Squadron Leader I.B. Ibrahim. with Wing Commander O.F. Bankole and Squadron Leader M.B. Sani as the co-pilots. The flight engineers are Squadron Leader F.M. Megiri, Flight Sergeant O.W.M. and Sergeant Aderiwale D.A. The load masters are Warrant Officer Martin B, Flight Sergeant Odinleye N.O., Sergeant Hayatubi, and Last Corporal Unaji O.A. The airborne commander and departure airfield control officer for today's airborne jump is Captain O.E. Asemota, the acting chief instructor, Airborne Wing, Nigerian Army School of Infantry. Ladies and gentlemen, we have above us the C-130 Hercules aircraft with the free fallers exiting at 8,000 feet above ground level. The free faller chutes are designed in the Nigerian Army and national colors. The drop zone safety officer for today's jump is Jump Master Warrant Officer Mija Dauda. The free fallers for today's jump are Jump Master Staff Sergeant Ajayi Modupe and Jump Master Sergeant Belu Injida. Now to the drop zone marking. The VS-17 panel just in front of you with the yellow color is used to mark the drop zone for the free fallers and the jump masters on board. The special guest of honor, sir, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, today's airborne display will be in two passes. The first pass will be the free fall jump, while the second pass will be the low pass from the mighty bird. It is customary for the C-130 Hercules to give a low pass as a salutation in honor of the special guest of honor. His Excellency, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, it will interest you to know that in our midst today is the Chief of Army Staff, Jump Master Lieutenant General T.A. Lagbaja, who is also a paratrooper and a seasoned Jump Master. May we please give the Chief of Army Staff a resounding applause. The special guest of honor, sir, permit me to most respectfully also inform you that in our midst today is the Chief of Air Staff, who is also a paratrooper and a seasoned Jump Master. He is Jump Master Air Marshal H.B. Abubakar. May we please give the Chief of Air Staff a resounding applause. Yes. The special guest of honor, sir, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, our professional free fallers from the Nigerian Army School of Infantry are already on the air. Please sit back and watch the fall by our highly trained and professional paratroopers from the Nigerian Army School of Infantry, Jaji.
While you are still on to the Nigerian Television Authority outside broadcast, we are live at the headquarters of the 3 Armored Division, Nigerian Army, Maxwell Kobe Cantonment in Jos. And just as the moderator said, we are expecting to see the parachuters any moment. And for us that are here live at the ground, we can spot them up there, but our lenses, camera lenses, are trying their best to see that they pick up where these parachuters are. And so very soon they will come down for you to see. It is really a scintillating display by the personnel. For those who are here, all eyes are up in the skies to really see. And 2 are up there already, and very soon they will come down. So please stay tuned as our cameras really bring them to your screens very shortly.
In the year 1986, airborne training was fully activated in Nigeria by a 21-man United States training team from 10th Special Force Group, Fort Bragg, United States of America, led by Major Philip Bradford. They conducted induction training and subsequently conducted the maiden basic airborne course 1 along the 4th-generation paratroopers as pioneer indigenous instructors. Prominent among the instructors were the first indigenous chief instructor of the airborne wing, Captain H.M. Lai, now Brigadier General H.M. Lai, retired. The first senior instructor, Captain Ire Koko. These officers contributed immensely to the development of airborne training in the Nigerian Army.
As I think something is on your screens now, so the lenses have been able to really identify one of the parachuters, and like we said, they are coming down, so very soon we'll be able to have a clearer vision. So just stay tuned. I tell you, it is something that it's really interesting here. They were up many miles up, but now they're coming down. Very soon you will get to see them much clearer.
What an excellent display of professionalism, courage, guts, and glory. No wonder the airborne is for the proud and able few. Airborne. A beautiful display by Jump Master Bello in Jeddah. Yet to arrive is Jump Master Staff Sergeant Ajayi. Jump Master Staff Sergeant Ajayi is with Nigerian Color Parachute. Airborne. Indeed, an excellent display of professionalism, courage, guts, and glory. No wonder the airborne is for the proud and able few. May we please give the free fallers from the Nigerian Army School of Infantry Airborne Wing another resounding applause for a safe fall. sir, may I present to you the Nigerian Army Free Fallers, John Master Staff Sergeant Ajayi Modupe and John Master Sergeant Bello Injida of the Nigerian Army School of Infantry Airborne Wing. Thank you, sir.
Your Excellency, special guests of honor, distinguished guests, senior officers, ladies and gentlemen. While the paratroopers were making their way to this venue, we received in our midst Major General G.O. Ejiga, former General Officer commanding 3 Division Nigerian Army. Sir, you are most welcome. Up next is a file pass by some selected elements of the Nigerian Army Corps and establishments. It is on record witness exceptional positive changes in the moral and physical components of the force. Also, it is important to re-emphasize that the Nigerian Army has recorded tremendous strides in recent times, given the quantum of combat and logistic equipment that had been injected into the various theaters of operation, which evidently turned the tide against the complex array of threats bedeviling our great nation. Your Excellency, senior officers, it may interest you to know that the mission of the Nigerian Army is to win all land battles in defense of the territorial integrity of Nigeria, protect her national interests, and accomplish other tasks in aid of civil authority.
Your Excellency, distinguished guests, very senior officers, ladies and gentlemen. At the moment, is a file pass. Leading the file pass is an element of the 4 Special Forces Command, led by Captain O.E. Akombi. The Nigerian Army Special Forces Command was established 6 years ago as part of the capacity and capability to improve the stride of the Nigerian Army professionally, to effectively address threats to national security, especially the insurgency in the Northeast. This initiative, alongside several others, were meant towards combating terrorism, insurgency, and banditry, illegal bunkering activities, among others. The file pass is being commanded by Captain Lieutenant O.E. Akambi of 4 Special Forces Command Doma. The mission of 4 Special Forces Command is to execute unconventional warfare across the country as the need arises.